I too am delighted to be able to comment on this piece of legislation here tonight, and I want to thank you, Minister. Indeed, while I'm on my feet, we had Mr. Ed Honohan, Master of the High Court in recently, and he was fulsome in his praise of your, I can't think of the name of the bill, it was an unusual acronym, but he was praiseworthy of the efforts in that piece of legislation that you had brought in to try and bring some clarity to situations regarding families and indeed farms and places that found themselves in difficulty. So I want to acknowledge that on his behalf, because he understands the intricacies of that very well, and I just can't, the name of the bill just eludes me now. But sorry, what is it? Scamp. We were calling it scamp for a while, and we know how to scamp. Yes, you're right. I know, in fairness, so take the credit when you're getting it. You often were well able to criticise, so it's nice to be pass on his congratulations as well. This piece of legislation is very important because we've seen consumers are being ripped off all over the place, left, right and centre, and especially online. And then when you have massive reviews on different mediums online, and all one-sided, and there's no kind of control or basis, and they mightn't even be widely inaccurate. And you know, so there's big companies are powerful. And I, like Deputy Nolan, am very concerned at the fact that, and indeed that's a very worrying issue that Mr. Honohan has as well, regarding farmers. So they fall between, they're really in no man's land. So why aren't they included in this as consumers? Because they're falling between, they're very important, indigenous, and indeed their work to this country is enormous, and they're under savage attack from all sides, so they need protections. And in that case, I introduced a bill on behalf of my colleagues, to try and bring some sense of protection to the family home, if it's a farm, separate the home from the land holding, and indeed to protect spouses and siblings that may be accidental on leases and whatever else. So they need protection as well, and this area as well. They're consumers, remember, as well, and the attack on them. It was a good few years ago now to talk to Healy Ray on show. August May Fain, we went down to Dunstores with the IFA to support them, you remember well, and they filled up 4 trolleys down here off Grafton Street, water level of goods. I think it only came to about €20, and so we were shocked. So I know the value of a bag of sprouts. I know the value of a turnip or carrot or any of the produce that comes from the land. It's not, they don't grow, fall off the trees and grow. They have the seeds, they bought the ground prepared, fertiliser, and you have to look after them and spray them and make sure they're good products and everything else, and want that for the protection. But the low-cost selling is just beyond all, and it's driving farmers. I know several farmers who have left that market this year, supplying fruit and veg, or mainly vegetables and potatoes. They're just leaving it because it's not viable. And what are we going to be left with? These multiples then who will charge what they like because there'll be no competition. The small shops then as well, there's a two-pronged, by all means the consumer must be protected. And the vast majority of them are, and the vast majority of business people are good, decent business people, and they want to work and they want to provide a service. But the rogue element must be driven out. But to catch that rogue element, often with legislation, the impact and the pressure that it puts onto small businesses is just unwieldy. And the amount of paperwork and the amount of, you want to be a legal mind to traverse it and to understand it. And they haven't the time, or they haven't the energy, or they can't afford to hire the expertise. So they're really struggling. So this bill is welcome in many ways. But as I said, there are many aspects of it that is leaving people behind. Another area in the agriculture as well under attack is the farm suppliers, who were very reputable, and they were selling products for medicines. That's all been clamped on again, and it's been taken over back in under the agriculture, under the veterinary products. So they've been squeezed every which way. And the amount of one-man salesmen or two-man salesmen, whatever, on the road, small businesses, paying their taxes, paying their rates, paying everything, and they've been unintended consequences, you might say sometimes, but some of these are intended consequences because there's powerful lobbies out there that want these people out of the way. So the bill has a second stage, I know, but we hope that we'll be able to get some amendments into it, and we hope that it'll be practical and user-friendly and consumer-friendly, but also a right balance struck between the consumer and he or she and he, whoever that delivers the services. So we must tracked down on the big, and it saddens me to see the amount of online shopping. And hand up my own Porsche D, they do it, and it's a pity. Everywhere you go, you see the vans on the road, they'll blow you off the road. And the shopkeepers are being literally denied their bit of business. So there's a squeezing going on all the time. And the very fabric of not only rural Ireland, but urban Ireland, urban towns and big rural towns. So many are being killed with the big outlets and online shopping and everything else. So we must try and get a balance, very hard, and the lockdown fastened up and hastened the demise of all the small businesses because they were closed, forced to be closed, yet the big multiples were open and they did all the business. And the amount of profits they made was enormous. I will hand over now to Deputy Richard Donohoe.